let's fucking...
Are we testing?
Wait.
Testing.
Yeah, everything's good, so we can just,
Testing! Yep, there it is.
Oh, okay. That was something that didn't need to happen. Notice how I said that I am louder.
Am I that loud or am I not that loud?
Notice how you're sitting in the middle and you're right there and I'm over here.
I am a very loud person.
Oh my lord.
When he wants to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Phenomenal Wrestling Podcast. We have with you Zell, myself, Nell, Sinister, or Eric, or whatever the hell he wants to be. And Shell is not with us at the moment.
Can't just pick a regular name.
Right?
Like his birth name.
Kunte Kinte.
Do you know the way?
And we are coming to you today to go over WrestleMania weekend with NXT Takeover and WrestleMania. Overall, guys, I thoroughly enjoyed the weekend.
I enjoyed Takeover thoroughly. Unlike WrestleMania, kind of, they surprised me a lot, and I was not expecting anything that happened on WrestleMania.
I just don't have any idea what the hell we're talking about, because I didn't see anything last night.
What was last night? Where was I?
Why am I here?
Time to start another timeline.
Oh my god, stop it. Alright, we're gonna jump right into it, starting with NXT Takeover New Orleans. And
you gotta do it right. It's Nolans. NXT Nolans. No? Okay. New Orleans!
Starting with the ladder match for the newly created North American Championship. This match was insane and a great way to open the show. I was a little surprised that they started the show with it, but in retrospect, that was the way to go.
It was the smarter thing to do, especially with the talent that was in that match.
Okay.
Ricochet he stole the show. I don't think that match would have been as good if they had somebody else in that spot over Ricochet. Ricochet made all the spots in that match perfect. I wish I would have seen a little bit more EC3 in that match. That was probably the only bad thing about it that I saw, was they hyped him up for this long and he was barely in the match at all, it seemed like. How do you feel?
I thought it was a good match. I feel the same way, except for Killian Dane. I feel like if he wasn't in the match, it wouldn't have been as entertaining, because EC3 got wrecked by Killian. Lars got wrecked by Killian. Everything Killian did was great.
Killian is so underrated.
Right.
He is.
And that too, the only problem I had with that match was none of the wrestlers. It was the belt. Why the hell would you take the Universal title and remove the WWE logo from it? Because that's what that belt is.
Me and Eric were talking about it, honestly. We were like, we just think red and belts don't go together.
Yeah, they just don't. Like, that belt would look amazing if it was just black with the gold. Great.
Just build a wall around it.
Correct. Build a wall.
Okay, Trump.
But no, I agree. Damo was great. Lars were great. This match, the way they formulated it, I personally think the way they played it with EC3 was right for the moment, because they played him as the slimy heel who just tries to sneak in. I think for this match, he did what he was supposed to do, but down the line, when he finally gets his singles match, then he'll showcase his actual in-ring ability. Yeah. I think every single camera angle that they had for Lars Sullivan made him look like a monster.
Mm-hmm.
From every angle. And him and Damo destroyed everyone. Velveteen Dream, oh my lord. He is so creative in everything he's doing. But what did I say when we talked about it? He almost botched a few things.
Yeah, like he couldn't realize that the ladder was stuck on the bottom rope, and why is this falling on me? Like it's on the bottom rope, Velveteen. Let's go. But he pulled it together.
That kind of cartwheel fireman's carry on the ladder to Ricochet. Ricochet took so much punishment in this match.
He did, and Ricochet just... Oh my god, we need to see more of Ricochet.
I'm sure we will.
Like, if we don't see more of Ricochet, and I see more of people who shouldn't be getting pushed, I will be slightly upset. But this is NXT, so we're not going to see that. Ricochet, I would love to see him and Aleister Black do a segment together because that would be amazing.
And the theme of this show is that there was a lot of unpredictability in this show, but it was good unpredictability, unlike last night. This was like Adam Cole winning. None of us saw that coming.
Oh,
It was
God,
fantastic. I loved it when Adam Cole won.
Oh, I was speechless, and I had no choice but to say, Adam Cole,
You say that normally.
baby.
You say that normally. You didn't have no choice. You normally say
Yeah, but I had to do it. Like, when he does it, you have to do it with him. Like, Adam Cole is so amazing.
He is. Don't get me wrong. When he does it, I'm not just sitting here like jumping up, putting on some fucking Adam Cole shorts, get my Undisputed Era wristband, get my Undisputed Era shirt, and I'll just put the two fingers in. Adam Cole, baby.
Listen.
Listen as he says nothing.
You leave his wristbands, his shorts, his shirt, and all that out of this?
Yeah, because Roddy Strong took it.
We're not getting there yet.
So
we'll get there quick, though. That's for sure.
The next match, the women's title, which we all saw this coming, apparently, except for Eric. Well, Nelson, you start, because I started with the last match. So.
Probably one of the worst NXT TakeOver matches in history, in my opinion. Very boring, I didn't understand it. I knew Shayna was going to win, but at least make it somewhat entertaining, in my opinion. It's to the point where she didn't even, Ember didn't even show up at WrestleMania during the women's Battle Royal. She did, I don't know if they're going to bring in a Raw or SmackDown. My guess is what I thought originally, probably, was she's just going to stay in NXT, feud with Shayna for one more round, and then ultimately leave. That kind of sucks.
See, for me with that match, it wasn't so much about it wasn't enough, it didn't make sense or stuff like that. For me, it was Ember Moon did a great job in that match. She carried the match. Shayna literally had barely any spots, and Ember Moon should have retained that title at the end of the day. But they literally just handed it to Shayna because they want Ember to come up. But I don't see Shayna being a champion. I don't see it. She's not ready. She's not good in the ring. She's not Ronda Rousey. She needs a lot of work. And to put the title on her when you had somebody in NXT getting shafted and they're so great in the ring, and Peyton Royce, who couldn't even get a bone, and you just hand this over to Shayna. Nikki Cross.
Now, see, I believe both of them are coming up any day now. But I really liked the way that they built this match, contrary to how you guys are viewing it, because all we've seen so far is Shayna being this monster, and in this match, she looked human. She had to fight back because Ember was whipping her ass. And that shows to me that we're not going to have this Brock Lesnar problem with Shayna. Because Shayna, like I said, looks human, not like a frickin' beast incarnate who just destroys everything and takes all of our s'mores. I don't think Shayna's that bad in the ring. She is not on Ember Moon level, God no. But Shayna, to me, in that match showed she is good enough to keep an eye on at this point. Not writing her on as the best NXT Women's Champion ever, but I definitely have my eye on her now because I'm very interested to see how she'll develop.
Right. See, and that's the thing too. When I say that it was a bad match, it wasn't a bad match.
It's just we know what Ember can do.
Right. And what we know from NXT, there's no such thing as a bad match. This was just a little bit
underwhelming.
Yeah. We know Shayna was gonna win. At least I did. He, I think, went more with his heart to pick Ember, which is fine. It's fine.
And that's why he lost the predictions.
Right. And when
by one.
And when I was
technically by 2 because I was up by 2.
That's true.
That's right.
Yeah.
And when I was watching, it was more of I kind of knew it when Ronda was there, and I forget that other girl's name.
Was that Jessamine Duke? And then there's another one who I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, two of them were there, I think.
Yeah, Ronda and Jessamine. Is her name Jessamine? Like Jessamine Duke, something like that?
Something like that. I don't remember which one it was, but all I remember was Ronda because Ronda's bae.
I know her last name was Duke, and I think her first name's Jessamine. I don't... That name alone is kind of just like, did your mama love you? But if we're all set with that match...
Yeah, it wasn't really much to talk about.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, this sets up a bunch of storylines. I think Shayna's going to run through NXT easily.
See, that's... Like I said, I don't think she's going to run through now. Like, the way that Ember kind of humbled her.
Right, but
I don't think she'll run through. I think she'll have the title for a little bit, but she's not going to, like, dominate like she was when she just started.
Oh, I agree. But Ember also is on, like, a different level than most NXT women. I mean, think about the women in NXT right now. Besides, like,
the ones not
the ones who are pretty much leaving, you know?
Well, we have Kairi Sane, who I think they're keeping her down for a while. They're trying to build up Lacey Evans. Bianca Belair has a lot of potential. Dakota Kai, I love Dakota Kai. She needs more time. Vanessa Bourne has abilities. They just brought back in the Women's Battle Royal, Conti. She took Nikki Cross out for Undisputed Era. Okay. What was her first name? Starts with a T, but you know who I'm talking about.
I think so.
The Brazilian one.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just came back in the Battle Royal.
Mercedes or whatever.
Not Mercedes, but they do have Mercedes.
Oh, okay.
Mercedes is a good talent. She's been wrestling for, 15 years?
Yeah.
So she has the ability.
Yeah.
So they definitely have women, and Candice LeRae still hasn't had a match yet.
That I see Candice LeRae happening very soon. And out of the whole women's division on NXT, I think it's going to end up coming down to Candice and Kairi to be the one to dethrone Shayna, because those two make the most sense, and I would really love to see either one of them be champion.
I want to see Candice fight Zelina Vega.
Oh, I do.
I've been waiting for this.
Now.
I've been waiting for so long. Well, alright. The tag team titles / Dusty Classic.
This match stole the show up until the main event. And the reason for that being is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole.
Who did nothing.
Nothing. But able to do nothing and still win the match, because why? We got our boy Roddy Strong to come over and join us.
And let me just make it crystal clear. Okay? I deserve a half a point for that.
No, you don't.
Because I picked Strong and Pete Dunne to win that.
He didn't win.
Just because he's part of the tag champions now.
Such crap.
I did not. We heard the rumors of Roddy actually joining them so long ago that I think everyone kind of forgot it was a thing.
Yeah.
I completely forgot.
I really liked how they built up Kyle O'Reilly, because he is a really good singles competitor on top of it.
And
he
was great.
He was holding his own.
He was
great.
He was.
Like, even if they switched roles, same thing with Bobby Fish. Either one of them could easily hold their own.
And I'm on the record, not here on the podcast, but I'm on the record for not liking. I thought he was the worst of the three.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about him. I'm I don't like how he walks in with all this
he has
plays
all the swag
the guitar. I'm
and
who the hell is this guy? And then he showed me who the hell he was, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that match with him when he had it was Roddy Strong, I believe he had in a triangle choke.
Yeah.
And then it was Razor who went to go break it up, and then he got Razor into an ankle lock.
Yep.
Double submission.
And it's holy crap. And then we know what happened right after that. Adam Cole got powerbombed onto them.
And Adam Cole got to nap for the match.
Yep.
So let's jump to the ending here. Pete Dunne hits the bitter end on Kyle O'Reilly. Get the 1, get the 2, and Roddy Strong, his partner, breaks up the pinfall.
Yep.
And hits him with the End of Heartache. Undisputed Era wins. Roddy takes Adam Cole's armband, puts it on, joins the Era, and the fans lost it. They were like, ah! They didn't know how to react.
Yeah.
I was so ecstatic because, well, I like Pete Dunne, but I don't want to see him in the tag title picture. Roddy Strong has deserved something for a long time. Even though he was just about to get something, this, I believe, has bigger things coming for him. Because you got the tag titles with Fish and O'Reilly once Bobby Fish comes back. You got the North American champion. Maybe this means Roddy Strong will get a shot at the NXT World title now, and maybe even win it.
Nope.
Listen, I can dream slightly. But he's such a great talent, and he's been underutilized for a long time, and he deserves more. And this is why they did what they did. It was a swerve that we did not see coming.
Nope. And
I have a theory about that too, especially with what you said, because I fear for that. I fear Aleister Black is not going to have this long title reign because of Roderick Strong. And I feel like they're going to go all in on this and potentially have an NXT called NXT TakeOver Undisputed Era. And it's just going to be like Undisputed Era taking over NXT. Like, picture like Survivor Series having their own Survivor Series match where it's Undisputed Era versus NXT. Like,
See,
a lot of potential.
That's what I thought they were going to do with Sanity.
Mm-hmm.
And then
They
Adam
just lost
Cole.
steam. Yeah.
Like, Adam Cole skyrocketed
Right.
the Undisputed Era.
And Undisputed Era looks like that NWO brand where they have that big guy. They have his two sidekicks, which are also big guys. And now they have this fourth incoming. Then they'll have their fifth and possibly a woman involved in this. And with Sanity, they just remind me too much like the Wyatt family, where they're crazy, they're just lunatics. I like that, but
Yeah.
I didn't see them taking that whole brand over.
No.
Whereas I see with Undisputed Era.
Well, I did see them taking the whole brand over with Sanity. Like, they were great. They still are great. But they've, like Denzel just said, they lost steam. And ultimately, once you lose steam, you kind of get buried slightly.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's a bigger name than Adam Cole. Like, EY has done a lot of stuff, whether it be back from TNA to even his days in WWE with Sanity.
First male Knockouts champion.
Yep.
Like, yeah. Oh my god.
Well, now we move on to the NXT title match, which I was very surprised to find out it wasn't closing the show, which kind of made me second guess Aleister Black winning the title, but Aleister Black won. I think they had some really great spots. The back and forth was great, and then the finish was just absolutely wonderful. Zelina Vega trying to interfere for like a fifth time. Almas catches her and he turns around into a second black mass
because he
gets
caught the
pin.
first one and
And then
Zelina
Zelina
put his foot on the
Yep.
rope.
Wonderful finish to a really classic hard-hitting match, in my opinion.
Oh, it was. Because I was getting so frustrated throughout that match. And I'm pretty sure Aleister Black is now the first superstar to kick out of Andrade's Hammerlock DDT. Which, they've been building that move up. But Aleister Black kicking out of it? Come on. Nobody's kicked out of the Black Mass yet. And now they're building up that move. Because if it wasn't for Zelina, he would have lost that match a lot sooner. Then she still interfered 2 or 3 more times after that. Like, come on. But they ended that perfectly. Aleister Black got what he's been owed for a very long time because he is a hell of a performer. Hell of a class act in the WWE. And I'm happy with what he got.
Yeah, me too. Can't even begin to describe how many times I almost shit myself watching that match with a Spike Hurricanrana. So many times I thought he was gonna lose, and I was so into that match from start to finish. It was classic, great on Aleister, great on Andrade. They seem to have like incredible chemistry together. I hope these two duke it out again, just as good as what I saw. Selena and ending up costing Andrade Cien Almas the title might have some story to it, where Andrade took the black mask while holding Zelina, which is great. And the ending too, you can tell in Alistair's face after overcoming all this stuff.
He smiled.
The history in his eyes as he's like borderline like is ecstatic, about to cry, like all this stuff. It was fantastic.
Oh, so there,
So
like,
good.
he smiled. He's smiling. I'm scared.
Yeah.
He's smiling.
He's not supposed to smile.
He doesn't smile.
He was so, you can tell in his face, he was so overwhelmed.
Oh, this is a great way to cap off that title match.
But in my opinion, it did not deserve to be main event because of what I saw next.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, if this match wasn't main event, then everyone else would have been screwed.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, where if Johnny Gargano wins, he's reinstated in NXT, and we were all wrong.
Like, we were expecting Gargano to lose simply for the fact because he's been rumored to be coming up for a long time. And then before NXT started, like, Takeover started,
With Daniel Bryan.
was in the ring. Charlie Caruso asked him, is there, it being Takeover weekend, is there anybody that you're scouting? And he was like, you know, me and him, this guy have known each other for over 10 years, and I'm really hoping he loses tonight. I want Johnny Gargano on SmackDown Live.
So do I.
But we should have seen that foreshadowing of that not happening, too. This entire weekend was a weekend of unpredictability at this point.
Absolutely.
But we didn't get that until we started seeing Mania, and we were like, oh my god.
The more Mania went on, the more it hurt, but we didn't realize it. And that should have been it right there. Like, Gargano and Ciampa, the things they do in the ring together, because they are best friends at the end of the day. And Triple H has said it in the past, when you're in the ring with your best friend, you tend to hit a little bit more harder.
These two just brutalized each other. Like, when Ciampa took off the padding on the floor to pull up the concrete, I was like, I really hope that they don't use that. And then they kept teasing it. And then when they came to the powerbomb spot, I was like, Johnny, please don't powerbomb on. And when Johnny Gargano powerbombed Ciampa onto that concrete, the shivers that went up my spine and the cringe that I had for a good, 5 minutes, even after it happened. Even talking about it now, I still cringe.
Yeah.
Because you heard the smack of his back hitting that concrete.
And the best part of this whole thing was almost towards the end, the storytelling. These two guys, Tommaso just sitting down on the floor looking at him, and he's looking down at him, and they're just like, what the hell are we doing right now? And then Tommaso goes in for that sneak attack, and it's over. It's done. Johnny wins. And just to put this into perspective for you guys that didn't watch it, this ranks as my number one match ever in history of wrestling, and number one match this year. Because I had Jericho and Kenny Omega number one. That falls down in my opinion. This match was absolutely fantastic. The storytelling, everything was done to perfection in this match. Nothing was like, if it wasn't unsanctioned, it probably wouldn't have been as good because of all the different things that they were able to, like, even with the second the turnbuckle where he was gonna, like,
the lawn dart.
Yeah. It was absolutely fantastic. I wouldn't change a single thing about that match. Tommaso's eye just being almost swollen to the point where it was like about to burst. How bad it was. Excellent, like fantastic. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, whatever you want to call it. It's great.
Can we talk about this man with his surgically repaired knee doing a powerbomb lung blower off the top rope to Johnny and compressing his surgically repaired knee?
Yeah. Even to the point where he took a brace shot to that knee.
Yep,
that brace. He tested that knee out fully in this match.
And I was telling Eric, for this being your first match in a year,
oh my god, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see where this guy goes from here.
Like that, just what they did with that match. That, like you said, the storytelling. For me, I still can't put that as my number one match of all time. Because that Omega Okada match, that Shinsuke AJ match. Yep.
Not last night.
No. But the Shinsuke AJ match back in Japan, those are my 1-2s. And my third is Okada and Jericho. Omega and Jericho.
Too many O's.
so many. But that is my fourth favorite match of all time now. That match last night.
Yeah.
On Saturday night with Gargano and Ciampa.
Yeah, just to get more perspective from what we know and what we like to see and who our guys are. Maybe sometime down the line we'll each say like our top 10 best matches and maybe like our top 10 list all time favorite wrestlers, just so that way our viewers understand where we come from, where our history is in wrestling. But I'm like Johnny and Tommaso, like that was just I can watch that over and over and over and never get bored.
See, just so we know where I stand, because you were all saying Omega, Okada, this one, that one. I have never felt the way I felt about a match since Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25.
That's a good one.
I have never felt like that in any other match. I've been invested in other matches, but that is the one match that to this day still has me like in awe.
Mm-hmm.
Their first encounter. Second was alright. First one though, still my favorite match of all time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how Takeover went off the air. Johnny Gargano reinstated.
Just to end it with NXT, what was like your least favorite thing? Because mine was I didn't get to watch it because I didn't even know they had a pre-show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
No.
When I found out.
I'm gonna
that
bring that up
War
right
Machine
now. I'm bringing that up right now.
Debuted on the pre-show.
War Machine.
Who's War Machine?
War
War Raiders. War Machine has been. What was it? The last takeover that they showed them with in EC3 and all them in the crowd, and we've been waiting since then for War Machine for them to debut on an NXT pre-show for Takeover, and with a name change of War Raiders.
Yeah, the upside and downside is the pre-show was a fantastic idea because I'm tired of watching the pre-show on that week's NXT.
Yeah.
This week's NXT, it's actually the very next episode. What happens with everything? I can't wait to watch it because
so they
that's the
finally
brand.
did that, huh?
Yeah, that's the brand I chose, and I can't wait to see that. Not this crap-ass Raw that you picked.
I didn't pick Raw.
Yeah, we kind of just claimed really quick, and he just got caught.
But the pre-show, I need to watch it because I didn't watch it. But from what I heard was War Rampage, just when you think you couldn't get any worse than Authors of Pain, the name, the
War
Great
Raiders.
Wrestlers.
War Raiders.
War Raiders.
Not Rampage.
Oh, whatever. War Raiders. See, I can't even say it right.
So if they did what was supposed to be what they did before, so then they had Kairi Sane versus Lacey Evans on that show too. Okay.
Oh, they did?
They must have because they announced.
Oh
it.
yeah. That's right.
We're good
at this
our
moment,
jobs.
I think Kyrie won.
I mean,
maybe because I can see Kyrie versus Shayna.
Yeah, because none of us saw that match.
I didn't even know it existed.
None of us knew the card existed until we were like, oh, here it is on YouTube.
Exactly, because we're all in that. They do NXT Takeover, and then
the next week they air out the rest of it.
That week was the pre-show, but this week it's different, and I like it because now I can actually watch NXT and be like, okay, I can't wait to see where these storylines go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I apologize. I didn't watch it. These guys didn't watch it.
Because we didn't know. They finally did the thing with the thing.
Yeah, the thing with the thing over there.
Now with the things to the things, we're on to the pre-show of the show of shows. The pre-show of shows.
Let me tell you, this match was freaking fantastic. And I believe it started off with the Men's Battle Royal.
Men's Battle Royal.
Oh my god. Broken universe. Like, awoken universe.
I called that Bray was going to be coming back as Woken Bray Wyatt. I just didn't think he was going to be coming back to help Matt Hardy win this Battle
you guys
Royal.
Said Elias, and I was just so lost that I went with it.
See, that's the thing, too. They pulled Elias out of... I think it's because of this. Because if it wasn't for that, the crowd would have rioted if Elias lost.
Well, there was also a big thing too, where like with the betting odds until Matt Hardy, it changed like right before the show for Matt Hardy to be the number one odd. It was Big Cass who was the number one odd to win.
And we didn't see a Big Cass,
which is probably for the best.
We didn't see a Big Show anywhere,
which is probably for the best.
Guarantee you, Big Cass shows up tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's gonna. Maybe he inputs himself with Seth Rollins because the Miz is supposed to take some time off.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be. This is tough because I'm stuck with the literal show of shit. I have shit everywhere, and then I have a Seth Rollins and a Finn Balor.
See, that ending of the Men's Battle Royal, it was the second best picture in this whole thing. It was Bray Wyatt on his knees, pretty much saying follow the buzzards, and Matt Hardy above him chanting delete.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Perfect.
And it also came down to 2 previous Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winners and Matt Hardy.
Yeah, that's right.
Which them 2 previous Andre the Giant Battle Memorial whatever. Listen. That was a word vomit I couldn't get out.
Yeah, I say War Rampage and get ripped.
But no, in that Battle Royal, that is probably what pissed me off the most is the fact that they had both Baron Corbin and Mojo Rawley in it. Baron Corbin, I understand. He won. He actually did more things after he won. He became a Money in the Bank winner. Mojo Rawley won and hasn't done anything in an entire year besides turn on Zack Ryder.
It looked like they were going to get like an actual tag team title push, and then I think that's when Zack tore his whatever. And then Zack came back, and then they broke up, and it's been a mess. It's been a mess. I am going to be honest. I started with this match, and then I skipped to the last 3. I'm going to be honest.
That's all good.
I was watching it, and I'm like, there's really kind of nothing going on here. But after that, Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali, who, like I thought, tore the house down. These 2 always put on great stories when they're together, and especially the storytelling towards the end between both of them. Mustafa hitting the 054, Cedric kicking out, and Cedric finally hitting that lumbar check, which I don't think anyone's kicked out of that lumbar check.
Kota Ibushi.
He never hit him with it.
He got it on Kota, didn't he?
Yeah, Kota lost to Cedric.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
No,
he didn't.
Kota won.
Kota won the match.
Yeah.
He didn't hit the lumbar check, though.
He lost to TJP, right?
He lost to TJP.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But he didn't hit the lumbar check. He was going for it after the kick, because he hit him with something, and Kota kicked out. He kicked him in the face. Kota kicked out. He, freaked. Then he was going to go for it, and then Kota...
But let's get this straight. Kota kicked out. He kicked him in the face. Kota kicked out. And then he really kicked Kota. Because you and I were like, holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Kota Ibushi, man. But no, great match. I really love what Triple H is doing with 205 Live. I'm happy to be grouping it in with SmackDown.
Which isn't fair because it's Raw.
I'm not going to give you 4 hours of work. I can barely rely on you for anything.
Listen, I deserve this, okay? I have 3 hours show. 2 hours of it is shit. Give me something more here.
How about
with talent?
How about backing up from that microphone so you don't peak every 5 seconds that you shout? No, am I the only one weighing in on this match, guys?
There's not really
There's
much
nothing to
say.
weigh in because it's what we all expected the
Yeah.
match to be. A great, amazing match because Cedric Alexander is Cedric Alexander. Mustafa Ali is same thing, Mustafa Ali. They're both great in the ring. They're both amazing acts. And we didn't expect there to be any bad spots. We expected Cedric to finally get his, which he did. He deserved it after the Cruiserweight Classic, but they kept pushing it off.
He did get an injury for a little while.
He did, but it wasn't like a big enough injury to push it off that much. There's been so much talent that's been in the Cruiserweights being underutilized and wasted. Austin Aries, of all people, he got screwed. Like, he didn't belong in the Cruiserweight division.
Right, but let's take it to that too. Cedric and Mustafa are 2 individuals that were in the pre-show and loved every moment of it. They didn't care. Like Neville and Austin Aries would care. Be like, oh, why the hell are we in the pre? Well, who cares? You're at Mania. You know how many people are in the back who can't even experience Mania? That's why they bring Andre the Giant Battle Royal and all that stuff, so that way everyone can experience it.
Well, see, for me, the whole Austin Aries... Neville wasn't so much pissed about not being on pre-shows or not on the main card.
From what I understand, he didn't get his
Yeah, because they cut it from the DVD.
Correct.
Yeah. For Neville and a lot of them were pissed because basically the same thing CM Punk was pissed for, like having to put over people who don't deserve the title. Like you can't even blame them for that. Yeah. Where Austin Aries should have been on SmackDown Live, in my opinion.
Well, they all shouldn't have been so SAWFT soft.
You just went there.
I am so happy he doesn't exist anymore.
Cruiserweights aside, we ended the pre-show with the Women's Battle Royal, and I actually watched this all the way through because this was actually very entertaining.
Really good, really
They
well
set
done.
up so many storylines for that because it started with everybody like, okay, we're gonna gang up on Dana Brooke, and then the NXT girls, which when they were all walking out, if you noticed the NXT girls walking out, they were really taking it in. Like I noticed in particular, the very last person to walk out was Peyton Royce.
She had her back turned.
She had her back turned because she was just looking at the stage, like
Yeah.
she was in awe, and I was like, "Girl, you don't need a perfect 10. Just come find me.
Dude, she can.
It's fine."
Listen, you dare talk about Ty Dillinger like that.
Oh my God, here we go.
See, I loved how she was walking backwards in the ring. That's for other reasons, but go on.
Sir, I am admiring her beauty, and you were just staring at her ass.
I'm doing what every man did.
Assets.
I'm doing what every man did. Don't deny it.
I'm denying it because I'm like, oh my God, she's gorgeous, and you're just like ass.
No. She is absolutely beautiful. Like she's
stunning.
Absolutely. I didn't think she was gonna win. Unfortunately, I was so disappointed to see Billie Kay to at least be at ringside.
Yeah, something, right?
Yeah.
No, because they're probably gonna separate them.
They don't need to separate.
Keep them together, please. At
Or-
least for a while.
Or
longer.
even have her go to SmackDown and read.
Yeah, Billie Kay would go to SmackDown, where Peyton Royce would go to Raw, and then you would be torn between having to pick a bay.
I don't think they'd send Peyton to Raw.
That's what my
I
hopes
noticed
and
the
dreams
divas that they send to Raw.
Who?
The women that they send to Raw. There's very particular things about them. Like Mandy Rose, for example. She's blonde. She's blonde. She's model type. Not that great in the ring, but she has a character. And they also took Sonya Deville. That one baffled me a little bit. I really have nothing for Sonya Deville. Maybe it's just because she's more of an MMA style fighter.
Which is kind of what they're doing now with Raw.
But what they needed someone to help them talk and a mouthpiece, which is why they had Paige. We saw what happened with Paige. SmackDown got Liv Morgan, who was not ready to come up,
No.
and Sarah Logan, who's good but not
ready.
great, and Ruby Riott, who is really good.
I honestly, I feel like because they did that with Ruby, they're making Ruby stale. Like, they should have left Ruby alone. Why turn Ruby heel and be in charge of a faction of these two who clearly aren't ready to be main roster?
They need someone to lead them, and they decided if we're going to call them up, we're going to use Ruby, which I'm sure Ruby's just fine being on SmackDown Live for some reason. But, now lead more into the match, the NXT women start taking over everybody, and there's a moment where they're all standing in the ring chanting NXT. Eventually everything breaks down. The eliminations start happening one at a time.
Carmella was first, right?
Yeah, Carmella was first. I left that out. I forgot.
Yeah. That being Carmella, that should have set something up for her to cash in on Sunday. You're in this battle royal and you're the first eliminated and you're still holding the Money in the Bank.
Told you she wasn't cashing in.
They should have. They definitely should have. I don't understand why they didn't, but then again,
Even having Charlotte's match first and Carmella not showing up, it got me even more excited for Nia versus Alexa. And I was like, oh my god, they're gonna do it.
I'm still sticking by. She's cashing in probably on Monday or Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's waiting for like the show after Mania. So NXT Women take over. Everything breaks down. Comes down to supposedly, which also there was a spot with the Riot Squad where they actually were kicking ass for a while too. But it eventually comes down to Sarah Logan, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Naomi, who nobody knows is still in this match because she's been on the outside for a long time, which I'm noticing even with the Women's Royal Rumble, there were a lot of women who were in and out of the ring on the outside, and I really don't like too much of that. It kind of like takes away from it for me. It's like, if you're going to need a rest, don't be the person.
Yeah. See, I was swerved hard because when Bayley eliminated Sasha, I was just like, yes, she won! And then I'm like, wait, her music's not playing. And then Naomi just standing there, hits her with
The rear view.
and eliminates her. I mean, cool. The trophy, oh my god, it looked like a woman's what, like, what is it like? I don't even know. It looked terrible. The trophy. It looked like just like we're gonna take this piece of thing, put it on top of a thing, and here you go.
The thing with the thing with the thing again.
Here you go. You're the winner of the thing.
My thing is Becky Lynch in that match,
she was eliminated halfway through.
Which, even still, given that she was at least in it for a good amount of time, she should have won it all.
And that's the thing too. When she got eliminated, you could hear boos.
Oh yeah, the rain of boos.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows Becky Lynch is being shafted hard. The Royal Rumble with Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch was one of the ones who was in it the longest.
Yeah, she was one of the longer ones because her and Sasha started.
Yeah.
And she was in it for at least half of it, I would say.
Yeah.
Half, if not 3/4.
She should have definitely been there. I don't understand why they're doing what they're doing with Becky. They aren't using her properly anymore, and it's starting to get frustrating because I absolutely love Becky to pieces.
With your gay little heart?
You know what? Yes, whatever. But yes. Come on, give her something.
It's because she won't let Vince give her something. So now we move on.
Soiled it.
To the main card of WrestleMania.
And this is where we end.
And it opened with the right match to open with Seth Rollins coming out
as a White Walker.
Badass.
He was a White Walker. Have all of our fans know I am a huge Game of Thrones fan. So when I saw him come out, the flames go off like dragon flames, I died a little inside. Because I absolutely love Seth Rollins. I love Game of Thrones, and I love what they did. It was perfect.
Well, great opener match. One of the better matches of the night.
If not the best match of the night.
And Seth and Finn were great. Any combination of those three guys was just magic. And it came down to, in the end, Finn Balor hitting a coup de grace. Seth Rollins curb stomping Finn onto Miz, and then curb stomping Miz for the win.
Yep.
We both thought it was going to be Balor, and you, for some stupid reason, thought Miz was going to retain.
I thought they were going to give him the extra 20 days as champ and have him lose it in a few weeks.
Silly boy. Yeah, no, this.
If there's any record Miz is gonna break, it's gonna be Jericho's IC record.
He's gonna win it back, tie at 9, then break the day's record, and then he'll probably win it 1 or 2 more times in his career. But yeah, no, this great opener, Seth winning, I think, regardless, even though we thought it was gonna be Balor, was the right decision, because now it gives Seth something to do. And I could see Seth, killing it for months.
Yeah, Seth is, whenever them two, specifically Finn Balor and Seth, they just have so much chemistry in the ring together. It's beautiful what they put on. They literally put on a masterpiece anytime they are in the ring together.
A Chris masterpiece?
Yes, that good.
And I just love it because he's the final Shield member
to be a Grand Slam
champion, which is fantastic. He deserves it. All three of them deserved it. Going through NXT together and just winning titles nonstop and keeping their storylines somewhat separate, but building each unique character up to great things. Because this is the new era of Triple H, Rock, and Stone Cold. These three guys in this where they are right now.
Except one of them just can't get over.
Yeah, but I mean we'll talk about that a little bit later. I had a lot of interesting points about that match. He knows how I reacted when I saw the pin. I was just I couldn't even express what
get there.
What I could. Oh my god, I'm still feeling it. But Seth Rollins winning was a good thing for him. I see him holding it for a while. I don't know what they're gonna have planned for him. Maybe Cass or whoever. I see Miz trying to say, "I want my title back." Redo that scenario. Maybe Balor gets Maybe they go on and off with Balor, and Balor gets the title, and then Seth gets it back with Balor Club getting involved. I don't know what they're gonna do because I have no idea what they're gonna do with the draft.
Yeah.
Because usually around this time they swap characters, and considering Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are now on I'm assuming Raw, because they're not going to go back to NXT.
Not yet.
I'm assuming they go on
They're
Raw.
just fired.
Yeah. And we'll see what SmackDown gets for them two, because them two are tremendous superstars and a brand that's what I worry about, that's overpopulated right now with a lot of mid-carders. And, like, it's just to the point where there's only one true title for those guys, and that's the IC title. The other title is only held by big athletes, I guess, who do one move.
We'll get there.
See, I could see Sammy and KO holding the tag titles.
I can see that too.
I mean, yeah.
I would like for that to happen, but
Especially if all you have to see is a hell of a kick to Nicholas and then a pop-up powerbomb, and there we go.
You're a terrible, terrible human being.
We'll get to that later on, too.
On to potentially the most surprising result of the night. Charlotte defeating Asuka by submission.
That alone is why I'm like, what in the actual tomfoolery is going on here? Asuka, first women's Royal Rumble winner. It's been in the cards for her to continue this streak and win the title at WrestleMania, and then they curveball us. They're like, oh, you knew this was coming? Psych, guess what? She's tapping out.
I was telling Eric, I am thinking about it. I don't think I've seen anyone ever get out of the figure 8. When she locks in that figure 8, if somebody else doesn't break it up, I don't think anyone's ever got out.
I agree. Yeah.
The match itself, though, was a technical masterpiece. Asuka catching Charlotte out of a moonsault into a triangle choke? What the hell kind of nonsense is that?
That was awesome.
Oh, my lord. It just goes to show how amazing Asuka and Charlotte are.
Yeah.
And I also told Eric, I am really happy that it was Charlotte who ended the streak, because I think Charlotte deserves it a lot more than it would have been if it was Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, like, I'm glad it was Charlotte, too. I didn't think it was going to be happening this soon, though.
Nobody did.
I liked that it happened because I didn't want Asuka winning. I'm sorry, I just didn't. And in order to be the woman, you have to beat the woman, and that's why she won. She's everything her dad is.
She is, really.
She is going to be fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised if she was a 16-time women's champion.
I don't know. She's not going to be a 16-time
Keep
women's
Trish's record for Trish.
No, but she's definitely breaking Trish's record over anybody.
I'm not ready.
She is the top women's wrestler right now.
She is.
Number one.
She honestly is.
Far beyond anyone else. That's just how I feel about her. And I didn't like her at the beginning. When she was in NXT, I'm like, okay, cool, so she's a Flair. All right, awesome. And then
she tried to get away from it for a little while.
Right.
And then she was like, you know what? I'm just going to embrace it, but I'm going to make it me.
Right.
And that's what she did.
And how they opened it with Ric Flair's music.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic.
Her entrance was great, too. She just came down.
Yeah.
That was great. Like, she really is the best there is right now.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Asuka. I loved her in NXT. She was awesome, but she, in my opinion, it had to be broken. Yeah. It was Asuka went in and I'm like, great, she just beat Charlotte, and so she's gonna be undefeated for a whole freaking year waiting for Ronda. Like that, I didn't want that to happen. And now the fact that she's beatable, well, at least by Charlotte, makes it a lot more interesting and a lot less predictable, because anytime Asuka could win or she could lose again, you know.
Yeah. I was also saying too, because he was saying how he didn't see it coming. Like, Asuka's been undefeated for what, 2 years, 3 years.
Something like that.
When you think about it that way, you're like, oh shit, that could have happened any day. You know what I mean?
Would have happened on one given night. And on this night,
Charlotte was ready for Asuka.
The streak was broken. Just like last time in New Orleans, Taker's streak was broken. The streaks get broken in New Orleans.
I said that last night.
Except for Kurt Hawkins.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. Next match. The Fatal 4-Way for the U.S. title. Which I thought was okay.
Yeah.
It really didn't stand out to me, but it wasn't bad.
It could have been a lot better. I was not happy with the outcome with the distractions of the Singh brothers.
You mean the way that Jinder wins every match?
Yes. That's the only reason this happened. It shouldn't have happened, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do. There's no way to go back to it because Rusev had that match in the bag. that would have put me in a tie with you guys on our picks wise as well. But anyone in that match deserves it. It's Rusev.
Let me just make that.
You would have tied with
Yeah.
him.
Oh,
Let
sorry.
me just make that clear. Rusev wasn't gonna win.
No, he wasn't.
Never was gonna win. The only reason he was put into this match solely because he was over with the fans, and Vince knew that if Rusev wasn't involved in WrestleMania, like it was gonna be a travesty. So
Same thing with
just
Elias if he was in
insert
the
him in.
Battle Royal and lost.
Right. And what did I say in the podcast last time was Vince wrecked Ty Dillinger, wanted to stop this 10 thing, so took him off of TV. That's exactly what he was going to do with Rusev. Have Rusev go out, lose to Jinder. That's the other thing too. Not only did he lose the match, he got
ate the
pinned.
pin.
He got pinned by Jinder Mahal.
And that's what makes me so mad, because he should have eaten the pin. Like, I understand the whole Ty Dillinger thing. He didn't like them saying 10, 10, 10. Like, who gives a shit, Vince?
Yeah.
You pompous ass.
Yeah.
Come on.
And if you take it piece by piece, the only one that made sense to win that match was Jinder Mahal. Bobby Roode is above that title. Randy Orton is going to go away for a little while. Jinder Mahal was the only guy in that match that was actually going to win the whole thing. Rusev was not even supposed to be in the first place. He's just a guy that went over by himself. Vince hates that shit. He wants you to go over his way, not your way. He doesn't want you to make yourself out. Because last time that happened, it was Daniel Bryan, and it was out of his hands because it took the whole world by storm.
The yes movement.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with Rusev. He threatened to leave the company. And I think that's why they put him in the position that they gave him and then still didn't give it to him. So honestly, if they keep doing Rusev dirty like that, I don't see him being with WWE much longer. I see him leaving and going to another company where he'll actually be used and given what he's owed.
Agreed. Well, now next, the debut of Ronda Rousey, teaming with Kurt Angle against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Triple H, as always, made a badass entrance. Stephanie accompanied him at every step of the way, even doing the water thing, which I actually thought was really awesome.
Hers was more like a fountain. It was like bloop.
The little sound. The story that they told in this match was a really good one. With the crowd actually really wanted Ronda in the ring.
They wanted to see what she was about.
Exactly, and the way they kept teasing it, like, oh so close, but nope. Ronda got her hands on Steph, started beating her ass, which Stephanie also did play the slimy heel really well, keeping the tags from Ronda as long as possible. When Ronda finally got in, I liked what I saw.
Me too.
She is not, like, championship material yet, but she has the potential to be a badass in WWE.
And it just goes to show you that you can come from UFC and actually have more than one moveset. It's fantastic.
Ken Shamrock.
She could do so much, and she's never really had a wrestling match, whereas someone else knows how to do suplexes. And she was so
We'll get
great.
there.
She was so great at everything that she did, punching, beating the crowd out of Triple H. That was
Oh
awesome.
my god, when Triple H overrided the ref, like Triple H went up to the ref and was like, I signed your paychecks, I'm gonna fight her. You're gonna let it happen.
Legit. And he was just sitting
And
on
she
the turnbuckle
teed off
watching.
on him.
Yep.
She really, like, I really think he was like, yo, really? Just punch me.
Yeah. See, I believe I deserve a point because I said that was going to happen.
Listen, we already
That's not a
established
point
no one
kind of
gets
thing.
points for anything. Because if anyone's going to get a point, it's me, because Roderick Strong won the match.
He didn't win the match.
He lost the match.
Just saying.
He didn't win the match.
But I'm probably going to get, like, I guess booed, whoever's watching this. The only problem I have with this match was Undertaker last year it went into my head because of the way I was watching Kurt Angle. He didn't look like Kurt Angle. He looked like an old man.
But that's the thing. It wasn't supposed to be
about Kurt. Yeah.
about Kurt.
I
It was
get
about
that,
Ronda.
but he just got his ass kicked by Triple H. That was it.
Well,
the only thing he did was
because it was supposed to be about Ronda.
I get
because
it.
this was a
They
match
had
of
to try to. I
Ronda's
think they
story.
had to bury Kurt to make Ronda look even.
all right.
better.
I get that,
But
like,
I get what you're
he
saying
wasn't,
about
like,
the look. I
he
do
was just-
understand.
He looked like I don't know. He looked like my grandfather just in there. Like I'm like what like I fear for Kurt. Maybe he's just I don't know. Maybe he was just like you guys said. I understand it was all about Ronda, but I expect at least like something from Kurt Angle.
No.
He had his moment with the suplexes, the angle slam,
Yeah.
the ankle lock. Which the angle lock while Ronda was trying to set off that what did she have? Did she have the armbar at the time when they had it together? She had something on Ronda. Something on Steph.
Yeah, but Steph
And
was
then,
like holding.
yeah, Steph didn't
Yeah.
get the full armbar,
Right.
and then Triple H flipped Kurt into Ronda.
Right.
Even like more than just her in-ring work too, like her character in the ring, because she came off as like, I'm gonna break your up. When Triple H was outside of the ring when he first pulled her out, she was talking and she was like, "Are you serious? You guys are a bunch of cheaters. Like, what is this? Get in here." And she's like, "Fine, I'm just gonna keep beating up your wife." And I was like, "Ha!" And then he pulled her out of the ring.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested to see where Ronda goes from here.
Me too. I'm actually interested to see where Kurt Angle goes from here, because I don't expect Stephanie to be back for a while, but maybe she will be back. I mean, all she did was tap out. It's not like she went through a table.
I mean, when Ronda pulled back on that armbar,
Yeah,
bad.
maybe she like tweaked something. That was it. Like, this is gonna be like her leave of absence. But
She usually does take a leave of absence.
the
after
minute
anyways.
Stephanie comes back, you gotta know that Angle's like time is done, and maybe he transitions over to a part-time wrestler. I don't know, but I see his time running out soon. The other thing too is pretty funny. If you listen into the match, you can hear unlike Triple H though, he was like spine buster.
I heard that.
Spine buster, and then
Yep.
when Kurt Angle's on the turbo, he was like Angle slam, Angle slam.
Yep,
Like-
you heard him calling out the match.
I was like, dude, just settle it down a little bit.
Yeah.
He never does that. Sometimes I can hear Cena, but Cena is like really good at it. He usually like tries to cover it.
Yeah.
But I literally heard spine buster.
I heard it when I was watching the match, and I kind of sat up like,
What?
did I just hear Spinebuster?
Bruh. Bruh.
Speaking of Spinebusters, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. The Bludgeon Brothers destroyed everyone.
It was a squash match.
It really was a squash match. Oh, I wouldn't say squash
It was
because the Usos themselves, they actually got an offense.
Yeah, poor Jimmy doing it all by himself.
Listen. Yeah, so
That's the running theme here.
yeah. He brought that up the other day. He was like, "Was I wrong for saying that there's only one good Uso?"
Yes!
Because we forgot to bring that up.
But
I know.
I mean, honestly, who's going to disagree with me here? This is the first time. Let this settle in. This is the first time the Usos are in WrestleMania. Why? Because his brother.
Listen.
Come on. Like, I mean, I'm not saying like don't get injured or anything like that, or don't do stupid shit. But he did stupid shit and he got injured.
But they've both been injured.
But if you're saying don't do stupid shit and don't get injured, you can say that Matt Hardy is the better Hardy.
Truth.
I agree. His brother is better in the ring, but Matt is smarter. Who does that? Who keeps doing that? Every
Because
single
Matt
time?
can't do it.
So, this match was honestly, in my opinion, just more of a showcase for the Bludgeon Brothers
Yeah.
for when AOP comes up to SmackDown.
Yes.
Yeah, I fully agreed with what you said last week. How you were like, I don't see them winning now, but I see this monster versus monster, and they just decided to do it sooner than later.
Oh my god, yeah, but at Mania, that's when you do it. Like, we could have had a classic, because the Bludgeon Brothers, the Wyatt family back then, they used to put on show stealers with the Usos, but now they just had them,
Yeah. Like, I feel like that would have been a perfect setup, too. As soon as the Bludgeon Brothers win, AOP's music hits, and then gives them the last chapter. That would be
See,
awesome.
they're either going to
Yes.
save it for SmackDown this Tuesday, or they're going to save it till after Money in the Bank. Give them a few months to fade for a little bit.
Like, Paul Ellering is amazing. And he's done a great thing with AOP. Because I hated AOP at first.
You did, because I was glad they won the titles, and you're like,
I was not a big fan. I thought they were very lackluster. But they've grown on me.
Now that they're speaking more English, huh, Squidward?
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's
You're
just
racist.
They've grown on me in the ring and outside of the ring too. So, like, they've just done good things, and I'm glad they're finally getting their call up. And it's going to be interesting to see where they go from there.
And like, let's take it into perspective too. Is when was the last time Eric Rowan even had a title? Like, and Luke as well. Like, I loved when Luke Harper was Intercontinental Champion. It was
like
great.
Luke a lot, yeah.
It was so great. He's so talented, and he deserves it. And Usos been champion too long. New Day I think it's about time they just go. And
Like
do
I
their
said, by
own
SummerSlam,
thing.
they're gonna have something different.
Because they need to. Kofi is getting. It's hard to believe that Kofi's been in this business for like almost like what, a decade and a half now.
Yeah.
And Big E was the first ever NXT champion. What happened?
Yeah.
Like he's a tag team now. Like,
And there's been rumors for many years of Big E being the first African American
Right.
champion.
Exactly. And what's to say? Like they're all about this Raw situation. How big guys are going. Why not have Big E get a crack at Lesnar?
Yeah.
You know.
Like, give us a serious Big E like he used to be.
Yeah, it'd
And
probably
the
be good.
powerhouse that he is now, like...
And he has a charisma, like
yeah, he does.
He got all that from New Day. You know, he's this big powerhouse who can actually talk, who can sell, who can do all this stuff. Like, he's
Honestly,
almost your perfect wrestler.
Xavier, I think, is the one to thank for all of that.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
I believe that
New
too.
Day was his idea.
Yeah, because without Xavier, Big E would have been somewhere else.
Yeah, I would love to see Xavier with
He'd be a free
as
agent.
a single wrestler. It'd be so great.
I would just like for Kofi to be relevant again. Because remember when he was feuding with Randy Orton in like 2009? And he was on the verge of that push, and then he messed up a finish, and Randy caught him out in the ring. And that kind of ruined everything.
Yeah, he was like, stupid.
And it, like, as a kid, you're like, oh, Randy's just calling him stupid. And as an adult, you're like, there's something going on here.
Yeah.
And that was it for Kofi's run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But maybe he'll get a run now, hopefully. I would like to see it.
Well,
but I don't... Highly unlikely at this point.
Speaking of runs, there was a point in that women's title match at the end. A referee ran down and ran to Big Match John, who was sitting in the fans in the
crowd.
Sitting in the crowd, and he told him something, and John Cena hopped up and ran to the back. So at this point in the show now, after the tag match, John Cena's music hits. He's at the top of the ramp, and he says, things are about to get interesting. He's here. Runs to the ring. He's standing in the ring. Lights go out. Elias comes out.
No. The lights go out for quite a few seconds, and then you just hear some beautiful, beautiful guitar strum. And it's the beautiful Elias Simpson, and I screamed. I was like, yes! But it wasn't what I anticipated.
No, I was sitting here like, they're really trying to get heat on Elias, huh? Undertaker's really not coming.
Honestly, that's the perfect thing to do, too, because what did they want? Undertaker.
Well,
and what did you give him? Elias. And Elias was like, well, you wanted somebody else, didn't you? Well, oh well, you got me.
And John Cena then proceeded to beat the shit out of him.
Well, John Cena wasn't even about it. And then Elias tore him down for a little bit, and Cena was like, alright. Beat the shit out of him.
Yep.
Cena went to leave, very disappointed. The lights went out again, and then you heard the gong.
Heard the gong. They brought back that beautiful CGI. Yeah, right.
They brought back... they had the exact callback from when he left his stuff in the ring.
Yep.
And the Undertaker actually came out. And I didn't think this match was going to happen.
I didn't
I
either.
still thought they were going to set it up for next year.
But I'm kind of glad they did, because as I had seen some... Nelson mentioned it, actually. He's seen something online and mentioned it, and Undertaker is the Undertaker at the end of the day.
Yep.
And John Cena, who's been known for burying people,
Got beat in 3 minutes.
So many years.
He got in one move.
Finally unburied somebody.
Yep.
He got in one move in that entire match.
And I did say that if this match did happen, Taker was gonna win.
See, in a way, you guys were right, because they're setting up for next year.
Oh yeah, definitely. That
John-
match being that quick, John's gonna want another match.
Yeah.
And possibly John's not gonna turn heel. I mean, if he would turn heel, he would have turned heel 10 years ago.
He's gonna start tweening.
But he's
though.
gonna start tweeting big time to get maybe even sooner than because Eric was mentioning that or Sinister or guy over here was mentioning
Survivor
to me,
Series.
Yeah, Survivor Series, which is very possible. I would like to see WrestleMania. I fully now am sold in that Undertaker's gonna do 30 WrestleManias under his belt.
Because what is he at now for the record?
I think 20. What he's 23 and 2 now, or 24 and 2. I forget.
Because Brock Lesnar at 30 was 21 and 1.
And we're at
Then
34.
Bray Wyatt
22
and 1.
and then Roman.
No, because then 32.
Yeah, so who was
Who was 32?
That's the one I can't remember. Who
Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon.
Shane. Yeah.
So,
So 23-1,
and then 23 and
Roman
2.
made it 23-2. So
And
now
then
he's
Cena,
24
and
24
2.
and 2. All right.
So he's at
4
28.
more Manias. I can definitely see that. 4 more matches. He has 4 more matches.
See, that's why I foresee Survivor Series, and then Cena not going over again.
Well, yeah, that too. And Survivor Series, his 25th anniversary was what, a couple of years back?
Yeah, with the Wyatts that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it is Survivor Series. Maybe he ends it where it all began.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be a perfect ending.
Yeah. Rides to the sunset.
Yep.
Like he was supposed to last year.
Yeah.
And this year.
Maybe Triple H will give him one of his tricycles.
Well, with perfect endings, perfect new beginnings, Daniel Bryan's return to in-ring competition, teaming with Shane McMahon against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and I felt bad for Shane McMahon this entire match.
Oh, he was hurting.
He was hurting bad.
He was. Like, once he got shoved into that barricade, gut first, you knew something happened. And they were just targeting his abdominal area the entire match and doing jumps on it, splashes, you name it. And then, what happens? Daniel Bryan finally got back.
Mm-hmm, because they took him out in the beginning of the match.
And he looked as if he hasn't missed a step. Like, you wouldn't believe that man hasn't wrestled a match in 3 years.
Yeah, DB looked like the DB of old. I did notice how he said he changed his in-ring style a little bit, and I saw what it was. It was a lot less of him falling to the back of his head.
Yeah.
A lot of his bumps were high shoulders.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. This match was good.
I mean, obviously this wasn't a classic match.
It wasn't a classic, but I was like...
But for DB's return, it didn't need to be a classic.
I guess I wanted something. It was a good match. It ended well. It just didn't feel like WrestleMania.
It was a tag match with Shane McMahon. I said, if you wanted a classic match for DB, it needs to be singles.
Oh, I get that, but it still could have been a good... I mean, you got 3 really talented wrestlers, and one who's, like... I mean, he's not a wrestler,
but
he's
he
more
can
crazy.
have a couple spots.
Right, he can have a couple
how
spots.
the other match was about Ronda Rousey, this match was about Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like I wanted more. I wanted like something.
You wanted a heel turn from Shane.
I did want that because that was my perfect thing, but I wanted something more. It was like Daniel Bryan went over. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna tune into SmackDown, but it's like, what are they gonna do from here? Like, where's he gonna go? Like, he's gonna be general manager. He's gonna be a wrestler now.
I still think he's gonna get.
He's gonna be a general manager.
I still think he's not gonna be GM for long.
I don't think so either.
I feel like he's gonna be GM, but also do double duty, like
Angle.
No, like more than Angle. Like, I feel like there's gonna be pissed off superstars on SmackDown, and they're gonna try and get in his face. He was like,
well, the only pissed off people that were on SmackDown are gone.
Yeah, but there's always gonna be somebody pissed off.
There's someone else who's pissed off, and I can see this person get underneath Daniel Bryan's skin.
Corbin?
No, I see Shinsuke.
Oh, yep, he's a heel now.
Yeah.
We'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah.
But all in all, good match. Obviously not great, but good.
Yeah.
Now.
And by the way, before we head on, this sets perfectly if Owens and Zayn should go to Raw and The Miz goes to SmackDown.
Yep.
You remember that feud that he had with Daniel Bryan?
They can finally have that blow off.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I could see that happen in WrestleMania next year with The Miz.
It's possible.
I would like to see it sooner because I want Daniel Bryan to do bigger things like
Shinsuke.
SummerSlam or something like that.
So the next match, my second favorite entrance of the entire night, Alexa Bliss against Nia Jax.
Nia Jax didn't have that great of an entrance.
He's fired.
You can't fire him.
I just did.
It kicks me out of the band. I started the band.
Oh, it's okay, Heath.
Oh my god.
Your gender.
I'm Drew. Fuck you.
No, I'm Drew.
Alexa Bliss's entrance, I thought, was perfect for her character. And she looked gorgeous.
Yeah, she definitely did.
She did, but honestly, out of every match on the card, that one was probably the most disappointing for me.
Oh, I love this match.
It's exactly what I expected. I expected once she got her hands on Alexa, she was whooping that ass.
I love this match because they finally made Nia what she needs to be.
Yep.
A monster. And that's exactly what she is. She's great. I love like how you guys have your Raw fling and your SmackDown fling and NXT.
Hey,
she's my
Bae.
She is my Raw girl.
Your Raw Bae is Nia Jax?
My Raw, even ask my fiance about this. My Raw Bae is Nia Jax.
No wonder why you're obsessed with her.
I love Nia so much. I think she's absolutely beautiful too.
She is very beautiful.
She is so pretty. And
she is so pretty.
Now that she has this belt, I cannot wait. I love Alexa. Alexa is that 5 foot.
5 feet of fury.
5 feet of fury.
5 foot nothing.
5 foot nothing. 5 foot.
5 foot Alexa.
More
I
like-
love you. Please leave Buddy Murphy.
Not happening anytime soon, or ever for that matter.
Just like Becky won't leave her man, and Ember won't leave hers.
See, the difference between Becky's man and Alexa Bliss's man, Becky's man will whoop our asses. He's in MMA.
But Nia Jax winning is fantastic. I think she is absolutely just deserves it. Waited a long time to finally show up and take over everything.
Yeah.
It's great.
See, for me, like, I was okay with the match, but I didn't want to see Nia become champion. Like, I don't think she's ready for that yet. They still have to build her up more before they just gave her the title. Same thing, like what they did with Shayna on Takeover, they did with Nia here. And it kind of disappointed me, because I feel like they could have done so much more with that.
See, I think Nia is just fine for a title run. The thing with that whole match too, another thing, is think of the story behind it. Alexa Bliss was the big bad bully who Nia couldn't get her hands on for how many weeks? Ever since that went down, like it's been 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
And the fact that Nia finally got her hands on her, like I said, you knew she was gonna whoop that ass. Of course, Alexa, she's smart. That's how she wins most of her matches. So she had some spots where she did do some work, but in the end, we knew it was going to Nia. I think Nia's improved so much since her initial debut, and I'm really interested to see where she goes with this title.
Yeah, like I it's not gonna be a long reign. I know that for a fact. I don't see it being long. I see something happening, someone coming up, Ember Moon, like you predict possibly.
Well, now that Asuka's not undefeated anymore, I can actually see Ronda taking the title at some point in time now.
Yeah, but I don't think Ronda will take the title until after SummerSlam. I don't think they're gonna.
I can see Nia holding the title.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
And also, side note, what Buddy Murphy's done on 205 Live, wonderful. I feel like he could kick somebody's ass, okay? Give Buddy Murphy the respect he deserves.
I give him the respect he deserves, but if I'm going to pick a fight between Buddy Murphy and Becky Lynch's boyfriend...
I'm going to take the guy who'll knock me out in one punch so I don't have to feel it.
I'm taking Buddy Murphy to whoop... Because I might have a chance to whoop his ass.
I don't know about that one.
I ain't whooping the MMA fighter's ass.
Next match.
But I would fight just for her heart.
You won't get it. The WWE Championship match between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura.
I feel like... So, this match, the way it ended, and the way the main event ended, I literally felt like I had woke up from a hangover from drinking tequila for 4 days straight. And I woke up on a roof, beating sun on me. I'm like, where am I? Because I have no idea what happened.
Why are you just referencing The Hangover at this point?
I needed to, because that's how hungover I am. Like, I don't know what happened in these matches, because, like, what is going on with Vince here? You got Shinsuke Nakamura, the Royal Rumble winner, losing clean to AJ Styles.
You keep bringing up, like, they won the Royal Rumble, but, like, the win percentage of Royal Rumble winners is, at this point, almost 50-50. It's not guaranteed.
It doesn't... I don't care if it's guaranteed. It should... They turned the wrong person heel, though. AJ is a phenomenal heel. We have no idea how Shinsuke is as a heel.
Right, and we know how Shinsuke is as a face, which is going nowhere.
Exactly.
And it's going more place... What if he stalls out as a heel now?
He's not going to stall out as a heel.
No, he's not.
Do you know
There's
how
no
much
way.
heat he got for doing that to AJ Styles?
Yes, but still, anybody that you low blow, if it's AJ Styles or Seth Rollins or Ding Dong freaking Roman Reigns over there, you're gonna get.
If Rusev low blowed Jinder, he'd get cheered.
Yeah, well,
if
that's
Ty
different.
Dillinger low blowed Baron Corbin, he'd get cheered.
Okay, those are two
Shinsuke?
heels.
Exactly. If let's see, if Ty Dillinger low blowed, let's look for a face here. Randy Orton, who's technically a face,
No,
he'd be fine with it.
they would cheer for that.
There is no one bigger than AJ Styles to get low blowed by Shinsuke Nakamura for the fact that the history these two guys have, they respect one another like crazy.
And that's how they built this
and
whole match
that's
up.
how
Respect.
it happened. Disrespect. And he beat the shit out of AJ after it. Kinshasa to the head.
Yep.
Referees are like telling Shinsuke what you're doing. Fans just booing. Like, what the hell happened? And it's perfect storytelling. Something that we needed out of this.
Mhm.
Sorry that Shinsuke didn't win Royal Rumble, but I'm sorry.
Well, he did win the
WrestleMania.
Royal Rumble.
But I'm sorry. What did you say earlier? Yeah. But
I was closer.
for the fact that like when he left after that match, you could tell just by listening and watching it that it's gonna be great.
Oh,
if
yeah.
if he'd won that championship, like great, Shinsuke won. What's next? A rubber match with AJ, and then like another match with AJ, and then Jinder again. Like
No.
I don't know. This is just weird.
No,
Yeah.
it should have been a match. Shinsuke should have won, then should have faced AJ again, and then could have faced Bobby Roode. Or we could have seen a Samoa Joe come over and see a Shinsuke Samoa Joe rematch again.
See, Shinsuke, this whole year he's been up, he's not really been that over. Like I said,
Because they haven't
didn't-
built him.
Exactly.
They
So
didn't
why would
touch
he
him.
have just won the title if he wasn't built right?
Why did they just give Bobby Roode one shot at the NXT title? None of us thought he was going to win it on the first opportunity and then beat Shinsuke right away.
Let me tell you the biggest thing that they squandered in that match was right before the match happened when the entrances were going on, they showed off the New Japan thing.
Yep.
And then why didn't you tell the story before? They did not mention this at all. They mentioned it 2 minutes before the entrances of AJ and Shinsuke.
Which I forgot to mention, Shinsuke's entrance was my favorite entrance of the night.
No,
No,
it was not.
Hell no.
I
Oh
like
my
that rock
god,
band.
that was a joke.
I like
the
that.
guitar.
The guitarist was terrible.
I didn't like it at all. I'm sorry.
Like you could hear the guitarist screwing up the notes
And
while
Eric-
trying to play.
And Eric made the perfect reference. He was like, "Where is the guy we know who plays that violin so beautifully?" He was nowhere to be found.
It was the drums that sold it for me.
The drums
It
are
was the
really good.
drums.
I like the
I
drums.
was all about those drums.
See, for me, it was the guitarist who
and it
ruined
was obnoxiously like I had my TV on blast. It was obnoxiously loud because I'm like I can't even hear the fans
Mhm.
cheering along.
You couldn't, because the guitarist outweighed everything else, and the guitarist was screwing up notes. It was like watching a drunk Motley Crue trying to play. Like, it was terrible.
For all you know, they were drunk.
It's possible.
I-
I mean,
The way that guitar got played,
I liked it. The way the match went, they started out really slow and they just built. They had a slow climb for that entire match. And the ending to that match, sorry to say it, was a phenomenal ending. Shinsuke going for the Kinshasa, AJ reversing it into a Styles clash.
you know what's funny about that is that when I was watching this match, I was like, he's gonna tap out. Just like Asuka. Always going after that knee, always going after that knee. And what does AJ Styles, like, what's one of his, like, main moves, you know?
Half crusher, yeah.
Right. And I'm like, they're going to make Shinsuke tap. And then I like the fact that he got beaten 1, 2, 3, I guess, because
Yeah.
Shinsuke tapping out would probably hurt him more than it did to Asuka. Because of the person that Asuka lost to versus the person Shinsuke lost to.
yeah, Asuka's ending was very anticlimactic. in
I
my
was
opinion.
saying to him, like, I wish that Charlotte worked the leg more. Because there was no story to that
Yeah,
leg.
there wasn't.
Then it would have been more of like a, alright, she tapped.
It was very anticlimactic. But with the Shinsuke ending, that it was a good ending. It still didn't
Him,
top
like,
the Intercontinental title match.
I love just watching it. Him like almost you can almost feel the story and the tension between the two. When he goes on his knee, hands over the belt,
Yep.
and it's like you
And
beat me.
AJ's just
Yeah.
It's like you got me this time. Like congratulations, you beat me. You got me.
Yeah.
And then low blow because he was like, you don't deserve to beat me. I'm better than you.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that coming. I actually genuinely thought he was actually going to hand him the title. But then when I saw AJ getting closer and angling his body, I'm like, here comes the low blow. And sure enough, like, I saw it coming from a mile away.
And you know what? We all should have saw it coming because almost the same thing was Asuka and Charlotte earlier. Except they hugged it out.
Yeah.
This was just about the same thing, except he got punched in the dick. I'm with Nelson here. I love the heel turn. I really want to see where this goes. I want this to lead to an Iron Man match.
And you know what's funny is that watching this WrestleMania 5 freaking o'clock, all the way, because we're in the East Coast, all the way to 12:30.
Yeah.
I'm like, emotions were running high. At this point, I'm like, this Mania just sucked. But as I slept through it, I woke up with a massive headache. I don't know what the hell that was from, but I woke up with a massive headache. I'm like thinking about all the stuff that happened. I'm like thinking to myself, we'll get to the final match, but thinking to myself, was it really that bad? And talking about this match is perfect setup for SmackDown to do better and bigger things.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like, see, I'm okay with the heel turn. I'm just not okay with them not giving him the title. I really would have liked for them to give him the title.
All right, so put it to you in this perspective. Should Shinsuke, let's change it up. Shinsuke won. AJ does the exact same thing. On his knee, low blows him. People can be like, oh, okay, AJ's turning heel.
But I could have also seen them, like AJ going to like congratulate him, and then Shinsuke still attacking him after winning the title.
Where's the sense in that?
That's true too. Shinsuke would have nothing to prove. Be like, I'm better than you. I proved it.
Yeah.
You're giving me the belt right now.
And that would have been perfect setup too. So either way, it could have been a perfect setup.
I don't think so.
No,
I think this one's more climactic because he lost to probably his biggest rivalry. And Shinsuke, if you know anything from New Japan, anyone that watched it, always got, like, from the match that they had, like, everyone put them on, like, on the same thing, but Shinsuke always had a little bit more advantage than AJ.
Yep.
This shows that Shinsuke was vulnerable, and he lost, and all his emotions going through his head. He's like, you know what? No, I'm better than you. And this is why. Low blow. And it's like,
Which is why it's perfect.
You didn't beat me. You can't beat me. This is why I'm doing this to you.
Maybe for me, it's more because I like Shinsuke more than I like AJ.
I love Shinsuke Nakamura.
No, Shinsuke's great. He'll get the title. Don't worry. But the way they played this out, in my opinion,
but ever since Shinsuke debuted on SmackDown,
they haven't utilized him.
Where was he?
That's the problem. They haven't utilized him. They've literally done absolutely nothing with him. And then the Royal Rumble came, and they're like, "Here's your winner, Shinsuke."
And the thing of it too was like, I'm sorry, like I'm not trying to be an asshole, but the man is it's hard for him to speak English.
Yeah.
Him turning heel, and hopefully he gets like a manager to talk for him, or he doesn't even need a manager. He can just beat the shit out of anyone that he sees.
Come in, beat him up, and leave, like we said about Roman Reigns. If they built him like that, then we wouldn't have this Roman problem.
Correct. And Shinsuke, I think that yes, they went with pure like hope to God this works out type of mentality, but I think it's going to because of like the heat that he just got. And you know that the SmackDown and the Raw after Mania is always the hottest one.
Yep.
And everyone's going to be waiting for Shinsuke's music to hit because they want to know why Shinsuke, why.
Exactly.
And I bet you AJ will be there, and he'll be the one to call out Shinsuke Nakamura because he wants to know what happens. We had a perfect match. I beat you clean. 1, 2, 3.
Guess you can say they're ready for the backlash.
I see what you did there.
You think it'll be AJ Styles Judgment Day?
Now, for the next match, which was the strangest match of the night, Braun Strowman and his partner, Nicholas, versus Sheamus and Cesaro for the Raw Tag Team titles. He went into the crowd and found this little kid, who it turns out is one of the referee's sons.
I think his name is Justin Cole or something like that. John Cole.
It's the last name's something with a C.
Yeah.
The kid actually tagged in. Waited 5 seconds, shat himself, and tagged Braun back.
No.
And the way Braun caught Cesaro at the end, that's kind of the only redeeming quality of this match for me. I'm not saying it's a bad match, because like I said, I would have no problem, and I can totally see Braun running through Sheamus and Cesaro by himself.
Yeah.
But it was underwhelming.
Yeah, and the thing about this too, you can tell right away that Sheamus is just out. Like he wasn't even in the match.
Yeah.
Like you know that he's just done, and it's like it sucks because I freaking love Sheamus, and it was to the point where it was like he's out, he's pretty much gone. The thing about this is that we knew that Braun was gonna win, the big thing was who's his opponent, who's his partner gonna be,
And then we get Nicholas.
and they squandered it. Great, it's a kid. I get that. We're in the kid era. We're in the PG era.
Where
But
we have the
For
youngest.
the love of God.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick,
It doesn't
but...
surprise me, though. It doesn't surprise me anymore. Nothing can surprise me anymore with Vince. Like, I think a big thing why we had a problem with it was because we were banking on Neville. We were hoping Neville's music was gonna hit.
I was hoping Neville, CM Punk, all these guys. I know they weren't gonna show up.
And then what happened? The bell
One can
rang.
hope.
The bell rang and it started.
Yeah.
And one thing I do want to bring up about that match was Sheamus. Sheamus took a rough bump at one point when
when he came down and then he hit the yup.
he smacked the post and then came down hard on the apron and then the floor.
Yep.
So he took, like, if anyone doesn't know, this was been rumored to be Sheamus's last match because he has a similar back injury to Edge.
Diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis.
That has nothing to do with the back.
Diverticular.
But he has a similar back injury that Edge had, which ultimately ended Edge's career. So this was slated to be his last match anyway. So we knew they were losing these titles.
And just to be clear on that too, Edge has even came out and he said that there is no way in hell he would ever get cleared. That's the kind of injury Sheamus has right now.
Yeah. Neck stuff.
It's done. It's like it's the most like fragile part of your whole body is your neck, and the minute you tweak it, it becomes a serious issue.
Because once the neck and the spine is involved, don't mess with it.
But bring it up into this fashion, right? If Rey Mysterio showed up, would you be more happy that it was Rey, or would you be just as upset? Because I knew you didn't want it to be Rey.
I knew I would have been happy with Rey, but I knew Rey was not happening because Rey already stated like he's already not coming back anytime soon.
But then the last minute rumor was Rey was swerving all of us. If it ended up being Rey, would you be a little bit upset? Because you didn't want Rey Mysterio to come out.
I wouldn't be upset. I would like if I knew Rey was signing an actual contract with WWE, I'd be okay with it. But if he's just gonna keep popping in and out, playing with my heart, then go away.
He wouldn't be the first person to play.
You know
with
what
your
I
heart.
wanted to happen was, remember when Heath Slater came out and he was like, "Who's my Legends opponent gonna be this time?"
Yeah.
What if
Rhino
Braun
hit.
Strowman would have been like, "Every week I have a new tag team partner.
Ooh.
Who wants to be my partner this week?" And then someone comes out.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
That'd be awesome, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
No.
Because then it's like, all right, he was champion, so we gotta put that on the sheet. He's been tag team champion, gotta put that on the sheet.
But now does this actually count though? Because we have the youngest tag team champion ever.
It showed
Youngest
up.
champion period.
Right, and it showed up right at the end when they were walking up the apron. The little like thing came up and it said new tag team champions:
Braun Strowman and Nicholas.
You saw
Hey,
it.
Do you
It
think they're
said
gonna have a
Nicholas.
team name?
The
Like-
crowd was all for that kid though.
David and Goliath.
See, I feel like it's because the crowd didn't know either. Because a lot of people were thinking that it was a Make-A-Wish kid.
That's why they got so excited. They're like, "Oh shit!"
They
he
probably
has
thought
a
it was
kid.
a Make-A-Wish
That's what I
kid.
assumed. Yeah.
He was
And
like, "What's your name?" Nicholas is my tag team partner, and everyone's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I give that kid his wish, and then it's like, oh, he's just the referee's kid. Oh.
Yeah, so I think that's where
Why?
the pop came from, and the fans were so over it.
I fear big time tonight. I'm not unfortunately gonna get to watch it. I get to watch the 1.5 hour version on freaking Hulu.
It's okay. I get to watch the full 3-hour shit.
But Braun
I'll be
Strowman,
at work.
but Braun Strowman coming out tonight with the kid. Is the kid gonna get booed now?
I don't know.
There's gonna be a lot of backlash.
We'll
I
see.
think.
We'll see.
That
Speaking of Backlash, which is our next pay-per-view, the main event,
Oh my god.
which before we even get to the main event, I know Eric was saying he was upset that there was a tag match in between there because you were saying AJ and Shinsuke should have went on right before.
See, you know
But
what? You know what? I called that when I was watching wrestling yesterday. I was like, Braun Strowman is the second main event. It's like the one before the co-main event.
he's the break.
Yeah, because something's gonna happen.
Yep.
And that's what happens.
But-
They always need whenever
Yeah.
there's two titles, there is always a break.
Because people need to like come back to reality. Like,
Exactly, that's what I was saying.
you know?
Yeah. So my thing with that break too, like, how long was AJ and Shinsuke's match?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
It didn't even feel like that, honestly. It looked like it just went.
That's the thing. It was
seamless.
It was like 20 minutes. Like, they deserved at least an hour. This show ran from 5 o'clock till 12:30.
But I mean, think about it though. Like, and the thing too, a lot of people were like, "Oh, great, Roman's gonna main event again." I'm like, yeah, I get that, but it goes back all the way since the beginning of this brand split of the first one. When has SmackDown ever main evented WrestleMania? It was one time, and I think that was with Eddie Guerrero getting the title, and then Chris Benoit came out and they hugged, and that was the end of the show.
No, Chris Benoit main evented that one.
Oh, see,
Because it was Chris,
okay.
Because now I'm really trying to think.
SmackDown has never main evented a co-hosted show.
Because Triple H.
It's always Raw.
Triple H and Booker T was the main event of 19.
No.
No. Kurt Angle and Brock.
Okay,
Brock
there you
main
go,
evented.
there you go.
That was
the last
19.
one.
20 was Triple H, Benoit, and Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
21 was Batista and Triple H. 22 was Cena and Triple H. Cena, Shawn Michaels. Who made it? Was 24 Cena, Big Show, and Edge, or was it Trips and Randy Orton? No. That was the next year. That one was Cena, Triple H, and Edge.
Yep.
That main evented.
Yep.
Then it was Triple H and Randy Orton on their own that main evented.
Yep.
And that was 26? No. Shawn Michaels and Undertaker had that main event at 26.
Yeah. But that was a Raw thing.
Yep. 27 was Miz and Cena. 28, Cena and Rock. 29, Cena Rock. 30, DB. That was DB's year.
Yep.
31, and then we're in the era of Roman.
Yeah.
From 31
Yeah,
on.
and Roman had the last four.
31,
This
32,
is just
33, 34, 35,
This is
36,
just,
37, 38, 39.
Okay.
They won't give him 40.
Now, I'll let Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Eric, you can take it. Go for it.
We'll let you go last.
I'm gonna reserve my opinion.
Yes,
for
because
what,
I know
Okay.
you're a big Roman Reigns fan, so
Right.
we'll let you.
I'll let Eric. Actually, no. I like to feed off of what Eric says. So
Should I go now?
You go
and then-
first, and then Eric goes second.
No,
Yeah, no,
you know
because you
what?
two are gonna go for a
No.
while.
I'm not gonna disagree with what he has to say because I think me and him are in the same boat about this match. if I think
We're in understandment too.
Understandment. But the thing with us still is like we can see each other's points of view.
exactly where he's
Okay, you know what? I'm starting to screw you both.
Oh my lord.
go just go.
All right, I'm gonna take this.
No,
I got this. I got this.
Oh my god.
So, this match, in my opinion, is the worst WrestleMania main event ever. Not because of Roman. I don't think it's Roman's fault at all. I think it's Brock's fault. Brock did German suplexes, belly-to-belly suplexes, elbow strikes to the head, and an F5s. Literally, that's all he did all this match. If there were any other moves, please let me know, because I must have missed them.
Running knee strike.
Oh, running knee strike. That is right. Thank you.
He caught a nice running knee
whole
strike.
point to this match, the whole story to this match was Roman getting his ass handed to him and occasionally spearing him 3 or 4 times in a row. Roman kicked out of technically 5 F5s because he put him 1 through the table and then brought him in and beat his ass more.
Yeah.
Nobody's kicked out of 1 F5 for a while, and you have Roman kick out of 5 and still lose.
Yeah, just to chime in on this, Braun Strowman down by 1, Samoa Joe down by 1. All these Goldberg, was it 2 or 1?
1, because Goldberg didn't kick out either.
Yeah.
But how many people have kicked out of that spear?
We
Quite
have
a few.
We have the Shield members now at this point. Braun.
It's not devastating.
But they're done after 2 spears.
2
Brock
spears to 1
kicked out
F5.
of 4 spears.
All right, and
But that's
Roman
something you
kicked out of
expect.
5
I
F5s.
expect that from Brock, because
But-
Roman hasn't. The spear hasn't been like as. If this was 2000, if this was WrestleMania 31, and it was 1 spear or 2 spears, then I would be surprised. But we're at this point now where the spear has kind of lost its oomph.
I don't think it's lost its oomph. They've built up Roman's spear because it's literally buried everybody.
I don't think it's as strong as it used to be.
He's made that spear look better than he's ever had it look.
look better, but booking-wise, I don't think they've booked it as strong as they used to.
I still think it's booked stronger than
I think Roman Reigns' spear is probably the most devastating spear that I've seen.
Goldberg.
It's done.
Goldberg.
No, I'm sorry. It's done perfectly. Goldberg is just like he lifts them up, brings them down. It's kind of like a body slam.
Oh, Goldberg would snap.
Old Goldberg spears. Let me rephrase. Old Goldberg spears. Because his newer ones, they weren't the same. But his old spears were.
But I mean, you get Roman Reigns running at
I get what you're saying.
And he's just flying at you
and
just catches you. It looks great.
But to finish my point before I let you two go at it, he kicked out of 5 F5s. Brock did the spot he did to Randy at SummerSlam a couple years back, where he busted Roman up. And then Roman lost to a 6 F5. As I said before, I think this is the worst WrestleMania main event in all of time. I think a lot of the reason that people hate this Mania is because the main event did leave a sour taste in their mouth, and they need to take time to process the rest of the show. What did I leave off on?
Sour taste.
Sour taste. Very sour taste. This is the only match that I cannot see a path for. This, like any other result, all of these shocking results that we had, I can see them going somewhere. This is the only one that I'm like, why and really? But at the same time, everyone wants Roman to lose. When Roman loses, everyone's still pissed.
Right, but and just to chime in on what you were saying, when you have the main event getting treated like an old school Divas match where they're like, CM Punk, Beach Ball, Mania, thank you, Vince.
This is awful.
This is awful.
They were booing because they were confiscating beach balls.
They said, good job, Vince. That's what they were chanting.
Roman, when Brock kicked out of the 2 spears, the double spears, nobody did anything.
Yeah.
There was no audible reaction to anything.
When Roman kicked out of the F5s, people actually, at least he got a freaking reaction.
The
Whereas
first
Lesnar,
couple ones.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, this is ridiculous.
It went on way too long because it was they made
it was a 15-minute match.
Yeah.
For 4 moves from Brock, and Roman had more. I'm gonna give Roman credit.
Yeah,
Roman
had 8 moves.
Yes, Roman tried.
Don't get me wrong, Roman is much better than Brock in the ring, but I'm okay with the ending. Like, I was in shock over it, but I'm okay with it. Because I did say this could happen. Brock's contract expired at 11:59 on Sunday. He is no longer in contract with the WWE.
As far as we know at the moment.
Paul Heyman is no longer in contract with the WWE. It's not the first time they've done this. They did it with CM Punk, where CM Punk got the WWE title, and his contract expired, and he left the company.
Well, they used that one in a storyline. They publicized the hell out of it.
But I think that's why they did this, because Brock Lesnar is at 370-something day title reign right now, and he's, I think, 50 days like 80 days, I think, away from breaking that record that CM Punk has. And it makes sense that they would let him hold on to that title just a little bit longer, just so you can get CM Punk's name off the record book and give it to the person that you just loathe over.
To end my point, for you two to continue on, I have not liked this Brock Lesnar formula since his SummerSlam match with John Cena. I remember watching that with you, and you loved every second of it. I was already done with it because it's not a wrestling match. It's literally just a beatdown.
Well, I was all for it because I hated Cena at the time. And I was, because Cena was built up to be this strong guy that everyone loves, and he just is impossible to beat. And
well, yeah, booking-wise, it was great.
Yeah.
But from like a physical match standpoint of me wanting to be entertained, I was bored.
But the second match with them, it was entertaining.
They did build that one back, and then it kind of just became Brock squashing everyone.
Yes.
He didn't squash. He didn't squash Joe. He just buried Joe.
Yeah.
He didn't squash Braun. He just buried Braun. But
Brock has become the new John Cena, where he's just burying everybody.
Brock's worse than John Cena.
Yes, because John Cena is actually there and defended his title at every pay-per-view.
John Cena will actually put on a match.
He will.
For the shit that everyone gave John Cena, he's actually good at wrestling.
He is. He's great.
He is.
I love Cena, but I hate Cena. It's like I love to hate
You
him,
love
but I
Cena,
hate
but
to
you
love
hate
him.
the character.
Yes. Same thing with Roman. I hate Roman, but I love Roman. I love to hate Roman, but I hate to love Roman. It's tough. It's a very hard pill to swallow for me. And personally, it makes sense how they ended that too with his contract. I feel like them busting Roman open, that wasn't scripted. I feel like that was all Brock's doing. But he's no longer under contract with the WWE when that happened.
As far as we know.
So that he basically had free reign to do whatever the hell he wanted.
Well, I'm done talking about this awful, awful match. You two can decide amongst yourselves what you're about to do with this. I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and watch the shitstorm unfold.
See, for you, Nelson, you love Roman Reigns. This is why it hurt you so bad. Someone pooped in your cereal. They pooped in your cereal.
Bootios! They make sure you ain't booty.
You weren't gonna chime in there? Come on.
He was laughing though. He was laughing.
Look at him smile. He's like, I got poop cereal. I don't like the poop cereal. What the hell? I wanted the golden cereal. The Golden Lovers cereal like that. But no, on a serious note, this main event was terrible. All in all. They did make Roman look strong by kicking out of so many F5s, but after he's lost at least 10 pints of blood, because he was pouring blood.
Oh, bad.
But, I don't know. It was a weird ending. Absolutely weird. I don't know what's going to happen going forward from here either.
Are you set?
Yeah.
You're done?
Oh boy.
Listen, I don't need your attitude, mister.
All right.
There's an incoming rant.
I couldn't have...
Dramatic pause.
I couldn't have made that match any more great than what it was. That match was probably one of the best matches that I've seen in a while. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. For the fact that no one knew what was going to happen. Everyone thought that Roman Reigns was going to win, and then Roman Reigns lost. He's my favorite. I get that. Like, oh, boo, wow, Roman Reigns, you're an asshole. Okay, great. I don't care. I love Roman Reigns. I love everything about him. I think he's great. He lost, got his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar. I thought it was a lot of disrespect from the crowd. The crowd didn't want to see that as a main event because everyone
was very disrespectful.
Everyone thought what I thought was that Lesnar was leaving. Why the hell are we here watching? We're just here watching because we're expecting something to happen. You know what? Something happened. Roman lost. And I feel like the Patriots. I feel like every big franchise or every big team that loses the big game. It sucks. And I had a sour... I was... Eric to my... right? I don't even know my freaking directionals. Was watching the match with me, and after the match was over, I didn't speak for like 5 minutes. I was just watching the TV like, what the hell just happened? And that was perfect What Culture Pro Wrestling's podcast when they had Adam Blampier on there. Hope he's doing well because I know he's going through a rough time. But
he just left YouTube.
Yeah, because
he posted that video and he said, I'm gonna get off YouTube and I'm gonna live my life. Which I'm like, good for you, Adam. I'm happy you're moving on.
Yeah, see that'd be the perfect what just happened moment. Because it sucks. It was too over. Like, it was a good. I loved watching it. It was a good match. I was saying a lot of snarky remarks, but it was a good match. It was a little bit too unrealistic. You don't give a guy 5 F5s and have him kick out every single. That's just too much. Especially Roman Reigns. If you want Roman Reigns' spear to be devastating, don't give Brock Lesnar 4 of them and have him kick out all 4.
With like back-to-backs.
I got so pumped up and it looked so badass. Roman's face was just red, and he was just enraged and speared the shit out of Lesnar, and I thought it was done. And then Lesnar got up, F5, done. It sucked. I want to see where they go on from here. I don't want it to be this rumored Lashley crap, and I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of Lesnar having the same moves. As many of you guys say about Roman, you guys should be saying the same thing about Lesnar. Why? Because he looks big. The guy is in WWE because he can't get it done in UFC anymore. That's why. He needs a scripted win instead of a real win in UFC.
He needs to be juiced.
He needs a scripted win. That's why he's in WWE. This man is not a dumb man. He's a smart man. He's getting paid a dumb amount of money for limited appearances and never getting injured. Versus UFC, you have to get your ass kicked to get your money. Maybe.
That's not true. CM Punk.
CM Punk got his ass kicked and got money.
He got $1 million
to get his ass kicked. I'm pretty sure his second match in
June in Chicago.
It's confirmed for June.
In Chicago. Okay. I'm sure he ain't gonna get as much money as he once got.
No, they're saying he's probably gonna get more.
Really?
Because of his WWE ties. This is in the box office right now. Is looking to be probably one of the biggest UFCs. The only thing that's not going to make it bigger is because Conor McGregor is not on the card.
Yeah.
If Conor McGregor was on the card, this would be the biggest UFC ever.
Yeah. That Conor debacle.
And
that's a big Conor debacle.
And just to get back on topic with wrestling, it's everyone wanted to be like, I remember when I said on the podcast, I don't like when I'm right. I couldn't ask for a better WrestleMania.
Oh,
I really couldn't.
Exactly. I love it. I love how unpredictable this was. I want to be surprised. Like, when all these surprises were happening, I thought of you because you said that.
Every freaking match, I was surprised. Besides D-Bry. Well, I was kind of surprised because I thought Kevin was going to win. But every single match I was freaking surprised at. Asuka tapping out. Okay, Ronda too. But Asuka tapping out. Shinsuke going heel. Like, these were great things. Lesnar winning was a surprise. I hated it, but I'm not going to be a hypocrite about it. If I like Shinsuke turning heel, I can't dislike Brock Lesnar winning because that's something that they threw a curveball on us. That's why I see a lot of people saying, wow, this Mania was great, this Mania was great. Most of them are saying this Mania was great because they didn't see Roman get the title. I'm saying the Mania is great because of
curveballs.
Curveballs.
I'm in the exact same boat.
When we come in 1 point of each other during this whole card, that is crazy. Crazy that no one took this drastic lead and no one fell behind because for the longest time, every single match, everyone was getting them wrong. And it was really good. Mania was done pretty well. Probably would have done a lot more better with better wrestling versus, like, even Shinsuke and AJ, their wrestling match was not a good wrestling match. It was a good storytelling match at the end. But
it was all story, yeah.
The wrestling, it started off really dull and boring. I'm like, why can't they just let these guys fight? It's WrestleMania. It happens once a year. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa made WrestleMania look like kindergarten.
They did.
Like, because NXT. That's what they do.
Legit.
Like, honestly, they put too much time into the wrong matches. The matches that they should have put more time into, they didn't. That's where they went wrong.
Well, the longest match on the card, by 20 seconds, was the Rousey and Angle match, and then the next match under that was AJ and Shinsuke.
But was that not entertaining though?
It was very entertaining.
Very entertaining.
Because I was at work for the first run, and then I came home and I watched it all again after we closed. But there were people who didn't give a damn about wrestling. When that match was on, their eyes were glued to that TV because that was entertaining as hell.
See, I'm not one to be bitchy and moany if my guy doesn't win. My guy got his ass beat last night, and it's nothing I can do about it. It's what the company wants. They want Lesnar to be this big threat. I get it. They have bigger plans for him. Great. I'm not one to be like Roman Reigns won. Wow, I hate wrestling. Never watch again.
Cancel
this show
your
sucks. Cancel my subscription. F you WWE. Only to be back on next week. Like, I'm sorry, like, he lost plain and simple, lost clean 1, 2, 3, no interference, no nothing. It wasn't like Lesnar used tools. He used his freaking elbow and he busted him wide open.
Yeah.
It sucks because I don't like seeing that. And Vince McMahon's all against people bleeding. Why do you give permission to a guy to do that?
That's why I said I think it was unscripted.
If it was unscripted, Lesnar would be stripped of the title right now. He'd be suspended for hurting.
He wasn't a superstar.
If the contract stuff is right, then it was after midnight and he wasn't under contract.
Right, but you said that match lasted, what, 15 minutes?
15 and
that match started after he was off of contract. Why did he come out? If he was out of contract, why did he go in there to have a match? My theory, my guess, and I truly believe it, is that Vince wants Roman Reigns to go over, and he doesn't want it done naturally because he tried that and it's not working. He even had The Rock go out there, and The Rock was booed at that Royal Rumble. I think it was Roman just got his ass handed to him, beat the shit out of him. I fully expect Roman to come out tonight, say that he lost, like he was the better man or whatever, only to probably get destroyed by Samoa Joe or someone returning a big cast or something, and that'll start like a little feud while Brock Lesnar does his own thing.
Because the initial report was Samoa Joe was next for Roman.
Correct. Maybe that's what happens while Brock Lesnar takes 2 months off, because he had a very hard match and he's gone. Where Roman will be there every single week with staples in his head. But I fully like it was great. It was cool. I think Roman will be in like a number 1 contenders match only to lose, and then have that person get victimized by Brock Lesnar. Because their main thing is SummerSlam. Bobby Lashley wins the belt.
Is that what they're going for? Because I know
That's what they're going for. Because
initially...
I did the math in my head because I took word from him. SummerSlam is the time where Brock Lesnar beats that CM Punk streak. So after that happens,
fair game.
Right,
Like
it's
the New
fair
Day tag
game.
team titles.
Correct. And for right now, I think Vince wants this whole program to go down with UFC.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like he's being very, very smart about it. Like, I'm gonna hold Lesnar is technically still under until August 20th. That's what I read. And
Didn't they have to freeze his?
Correct.
I remember that now.
He's still under until August 20th. Therefore, he cannot do anything without Vince's permission. Should Vince give permission, then he gets the deal he wants with you. I think that's why he kept the belt on Lesnar.
He filled his match obligation.
Absolutely.
But he's still under because of the frozen
Absolutely.
date. Okay.
I think he filled his match obligation only to Vince McMahon to grant him, all right, go back to UFC for a while. You don't need to be in Backlash and all these crap pay-per-views. Because what do they do now? Every single pay-per-view is now SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah.
They don't need Lesnar to main event. They can have AJ Styles main event, and you still get your championship match main event.
Yeah.
See, not only that, Vince has been pushing hard for this to be a thing with Brock in the UFC. I personally think Vince is slowly trying to make a move. I think he's trying to make business moves.
Yeah.
Because if you think about the monopoly, Vince McMahon is the monopoly of the wrestling industry.
Yeah.
And UFC is the monopoly in mixed martial arts. But the difference is there's no money in UFC right now. If Vince
a lot of names like dropped.
They did. And if Vince McMahon was to buy UFC and have like a partnership with Dana White, that would skyrocket the UFC brand. And the performers would make millions of dollars now. They'd be loaded.
Yeah.
And who else is in UFC right now?
Bobby.
No,
he's not.
He's in Bellator.
Bellator.
CM Punk's in UFC, and we know how
he'll quit UFC.
He will, and he is blacklisted forever, unfortunately, and that wouldn't be perfect for him to go to maybe a New Japan or a Ring of Honor if he were to come back to wrestling in its own.
Another thing too is what I heard was from one of my coworkers. WWE's contract with USA is about to
I remember hearing that
expire
a couple months ago.
Which means if they really want to, they can go back to their old ways, signing a new deal with a different TV, signing a new deal with a different partnership, and go back to TV 14. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
USA is the one that wants this PG crap.
Go back
more
to
than
Spike.
anything. Exactly.
But not only USA, it's also Linda McMahon.
Yeah. Right, but where does UFC go on? Like what? Like.
They went to Fox now.
That could be part of the reason why Vince may want to work a deal, because maybe he's trying to go over to Fox Sports as well.
Maybe.
Because USA is about to end, and I don't think Vince wants to be on USA.
No, I think UFC is on Fox Sports now, because the UFC was on Spike for a very long time. Because it used to be USA, TNA and UFC back and forth on Spike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's pretty much the WrestleMania card. I don't know if anyone wants to chime in on what on that ending.
I mean, I made it known how I felt about this WrestleMania. I agree with you that I loved all of the surprises.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. A lot of people are going to be pissed off about it because their guy didn't win, but you can't ask for more than unpredictability.
My guy won.
Like I told you both, I think part of the reason why I was so frustrated at first and why a lot of people were so mad about this WrestleMania is because that we're so used to it being so predictable lately and over the last few years that they curved us and they threw us off 110%. So we were so we literally
angry
about it.
Every one of us asked for this, and when we got it, we're like,
angry.
Oh, no, we're sorry. Please go back.
No,
I'm not. I'm happy for
I'm
it.
so happy for this, but we were just so upset because we're so used to we're not used to getting swerved.
I wasn't upset.
It was good.
In the moment, I was all for everything. The only thing that really like had me down was the main event because I thought the main event was trash.
I thought the main event was trash because the fans made it trash. I'm watching
Fans
the show
can
and I'm
make
like,
or break.
I'm trying to watch it and people are just like chanting and they're looking around and cheering at things and I'm like, because of freaking beach, like come on, how much money did you pay to be there to watch the show? To throw a freaking beach ball?
Honestly.
Oh, I paid thousands of dollars. I'm going to boo this match because this match sucks. Boo, F you Vince, F you Vince. Like,
I'm more on the lines that I didn't like it for, because I just said, fans can make or break a match. I more didn't like it for the sense that it wasn't that versatile of a match.
it got versatile at the last 20 seconds when he elbowed at Roman in the head.
Yeah,
and
after he busted Roman in the head, it got interesting.
Yeah.
But the other 13 minutes with the last...
It was just suplex, belly to belly, suplex,
F5.
knee, and then freaking Superman punch. Like it's not on Roman's fault either. Roman can't do the moves that he can do on AJ Styles to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm sure Brock wouldn't want to work for it anyway.
Exactly.
No.
Brock isn't gonna lay down there flat while Roman picks him up and then does like his sit down powerbomb.
As we have Ronda Rousey picking up Triple H.
Well, Triple H wants to sell. That's what he's about.
Exactly.
Lesnar's like, oh, I'm here. I'm gonna carry this little toy thing around my shoulder. Give me my money. I won't not even show up tonight. Watch it just be Paul Heyman.
Probably. If Paul Heyman even
No,
shows
because
up.
Paul Heyman's contract ended last night too.
It'll be good. I fully expect it not to happen the way everyone wants to happen, where they vacate the title and then they have this whole tournament thing. It's not gonna happen like that. Brock will be there tonight. He's gonna be. Paul Heyman will be like, I told you all. This is what's gonna happen, and this is what happened, and then they're gonna walk out, and that's the end of that story.
For me, if they were to make a new title, I would be 100% okay with it.
Me too.
Bring back the World Heavyweight title.
I loved that title. That was my favorite title.
I loved that title. Bring that title back. Get rid of this red piece of garbage Universal title.
You know what's funny is that around this time last year, they wanted Raw to have the title,
Yeah,
SmackDown to have a
but
title.
because when Roman had his wellness suspension,
Yeah.
they had to make makeshift and they put it on Dean and Dean went to SmackDown.
Right. But the point I was getting at was Raw had a title, SmackDown had a title, and they were like teasing this undisputed title, like the WWE champion, because they were gonna call it the Raw champion, the SmackDown champion, and then the undisputed champion, the champion of World Wrestling. And I wonder if that's what they're gonna try to do with Brock Lesnar, like the Universal title. You're the champion of the universe.
I noticed on the show when AJ came out, his nameplate said Universal Champion, AJ Styles. I was thoroughly offended.
I didn't notice that.
I noticed. I had to rewind it. I looked again. I was like, wait, what?
What the hell?
Well, that covers the show, guys. It looks like we're hitting another 2 hours, but it's WrestleMania, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be long.
It is.
I am very excited to start covering SmackDown and 205 Live this week.
Oh, I'm so thrilled
205 is
to
debatable.
watch NXT. I cannot wait.
I kind of, we're still in discussions over the 205 Live.
Not.
We agree. We all said it last time.
We didn't say anything. I did not fully agree to not getting 205 Live. Otherwise, I'm stuck with trash.
I hope NXT turns 2 hours because that'd be even better.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm stuck with a 3 hour of garbage.
If anything, you should get 205 Live at that point because you only have 1 hour to cover.
That's fine. I'll take him if you want.
I mean, like, I love 205 Live, but I'm just thinking, like, hourly. Like, I'd get 2 hours, you get 2 hours, he has 3.
Yeah, that would be fine. I mean, if you want me to cover 205, I'll do that.
Fine, I guess I'll agree to that.
I'll do 205 Live and NXT.
Okay.
The wrestling show.
Well, SmackDown might go back to being the wrestling show now.
Probably.
After that swerve.
I'm actually pretty excited for SmackDown. I'm more excited for SmackDown than I am for tonight.
I'm more
That's why I don't mind working. I don't mind closing my.
I'm
tonight.
super excited for tonight after what they pulled last night.
I'm not at all.
I'm interested to see where they go.
I'm interested to see where they go, but if I know what I know, I think they're gonna do what I think they're gonna do, and it's gonna be Brock and Lashley and all this. I'm like,
I'm interested, but I'm reserved.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, hopeful for anything. SmackDown, yes, please.
SmackDown would be good. Can't wait for SmackDown. Any before we completely end it, any surprises tonight?
It's the Monday.
How about this? I'm not gonna do surprise because everything's a surprise.
Yeah.
But NXT calls up. Pick one guy you think will be up there.
One guy or one guy and one girl.
Fine, one guy, one girl will be up there.
For the week or just for Raw?
Doesn't matter. Just pick one guy and one girl that's gonna get a call up. That we'll see tonight or tomorrow or whatever.
I don't see any call-ups.
No call-ups.
No
That's
call-ups?
Eric's
Not
opinion?
this week.
Not this week.
It's
Maybe with a surprise call-up of a Peyton, but that's it. But other than that, I think it's going to wait.
I think they very well may potentially bring Peyton and Billie Kay up. Billie Kay just with Peyton, I don't think she's going to do anything for a while.
Yeah.
I like I said, I think they're holding off on Authors of Pain.
I think they might hold off to all like the draft picks and swaps until next week.
As for guys coming up, I really don't know.
No.
It's hard to say if anyone's going to come up.
I think the only person that I could see coming up right now, I think Sanity might get the call.
Yeah.
Sanity, yeah, if anyone, it'd be Sanity.
And I think they're going to come to Raw.
They filled their obligations.
My opinion is, for the women, I think Ember Moon is gonna show up, and then for the guy, I've said this since last week. I think I'm 100% in on Velveteen Dream. I still see it. I see Velveteen Dream.
He's still just green enough where you're like, I'm not gonna eat you, banana. There's still a little bit of green on you.
I see a Claymore coming.
Drew
McIntyre.
I forgot about Drew.
That's true. I agree with that. I agree.
And because of his body, he's going to Raw.
Oh yeah, Vince, big sweaty man.
And I think
Roman's
gonna catch a Claymore at some point.
I don't know. It's very possible that like Paul Heyman's be like, he beat that guy, he beat this guy. There's no one else to beat. Claymore to the head.
I would love to see Drew fight Brock.
Drew challenging Brock.
I would.
Who else does Brock have in Raw? No one. He's beaten everybody.
Yeah, he is.
He's beaten the guy that Paul Heyman said last year, the one behind the 2 and 21 and whatever the hell he said. Like, he was like, there's only one guy to talk about, it's Roman Reigns, and that's it. But he's never faced Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre is 6'7". He's gonna look bigger than Brock.
And I just feel like Brock's gonna be like, I'm not selling for you. Okay, bye.
It's gonna take a 1 at 5.
He's catching a crisp Claymore.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But we shall see.
We shall see. Well, that wraps up the Phenomenal Wrestling Podcast. Thank everybody for tuning in. From Eric or Sinister, whatever the hell he wants to be.
I am Sinister. I also go by Eric, but Sinister is like my pen name.
He goes by Bitch Tits. From Nell and myself. Hope you all enjoy a great week of wrestling, and we will catch you all next time on the podcast.
I didn't know you were a computer now. I heard Dell.
I am not a computer.
You're a shitty computer if you're a Dell.
Pretty sure I said no.
I heard Dell.
Well, I think you're just wrong.